This episode of Against the Odds is brought to you by Card Kingdom. To pick up the deck and support the show, follow the link in the description box down below. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. So last week, during our Against the Odds poll, we just had kind of a fun poll with cool cards on it, and in the end, it was Panglacial Wurm that came out on top. So today, we are heading to Modern to play a deck that I'm calling Wurm Surprise. Basically, this weird Panglacial Wurm / somewhat wormish tribal-y green-white flash deck, and I'm kind of excited for this one. I think it's actually going to be pretty fun because I don't know if the deck will be good, but we should be able to get people sometimes with these surprising flash creatures that people are not going to expect. So a quick reminder before we break down Wurm Surprise for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you enjoy Against the Odds in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Wurm Surprise, starting with our namesake card, Panglacial Wurm. So this is a card that made the entire deck happen, and Panglacial Wurm, it is one of the most unique cards in the entire history of Magic. So 7 mana, 9/5 trample. It's pretty normal there. The weird thing about Panglacial Wurm is while you are searching your library, you can pay Panglacial Wurm from your library. So what does this mean? And let's take a really easy, simple example of this. We can crack a fetch land, have 7 mana because you do have to pay for Panglacial Wurm, but have 7 mana, crack a fetch land, and while we are searching our library to get a land from our fetch land, we can just pay 7 mana, play a Panglacial Wurm. By surprise, anytime we're searching our library, which essentially makes Panglacial Wurm have flash. Like, we can wait till our opponent's end step to crack that fetch land. So we're getting this surprise Wurm out of nowhere. Wait till our opponent's attacking us with a creature. We can crack that fetch, get our Panglacial Wurm, block it. So there's all kinds of sneaky tricks we can do with Panglacial Wurm. We also have some backup ways of searching our library. Fauna Shaman, Knight of the Reliquary are cards that are relatively good on their own. Fauna Shaman lets us kind of tutor up what we need. We have a lot of mana dorks in this deck, so we can find powerful one-ofs, tutor up those cards. Knight of the Reliquary is also sort of a ramp card because we can tap a Forester of Plains and then sacrifice it to get a Forester of Plains. Plus, it's a big threat on its own, lets us tutor up some Ghost Quarters against Tron and whatnot. Plus, both of these cards give us the ability to play our Panglacial Wurm. We activate Fauna Shaman to search our library, cast a Panglacial Wurm. Activate Knight of the Reliquary to search for a land, cast our Panglacial Wurm. So we have a ton of ways to pay Panglacial Wurm from our library. So that's kind of plan 1 of the deck. The rest of the deck is about being surprising. So we really went hard on the surprise theme. So Advent of the Wurm is our other surprise Wurm because it's an instant. So 4 mana, instant speed, you make a 5/5 Wurm token with trample. So it's a little weak to things like engineered explosives that can blow it up because it has no converted mana cost. But really, a flash 5/5 trample for 4 mana is a pretty good deal. And then Wurmcoil Engine isn't surprising in the sense that it's flashy, but it is surprising because who would expect us to be playing a random Wurmcoil Engine? Probably not our opponent. So that works with the Panglacial Wurm plan. Then we have a bunch of other flash creatures because we really don't want our opponent to know what's going on. When we pass with all of our mana up, we want to have a lot of different options. So we can flash in an Aven Mind Sensor to mess with a fetch land activation of our opponents. We can flash in an Archangel Avacyn to protect our team, get a big flyer. We can even flash in a Qasali Ambusher for free if our opponent's attacking us and we have a Forest in the Plains. And remember, thanks to Fauna Shaman, we can find these one-ofs fairly consistently. We can discard an extra mana dork that we don't really need to find an Avacyn or an Ambusher or Mind Sensor, whatever piece we need for a certain situation. Otherwise, Scavenging Ooze, Courser of Kruphix, just kind of holding the deck together. They don't do anything specifically with the plan. Scavenging Ooze gives us Graveyard Hate and life gain. Courser of Kruphix, kind of some weird card filtering, also some life gain. So just good one-ofs to tutor up with our Fauna Shaman. And then Path to Exile, just a catch-all removal spell, very strong in the Modern format. In the mana base, we have Ghost Quarter and Gavany Township, which are really important to the plan of the deck. Ghost Quarter, we can tutor up with our Knight of the Reliquary, kill creature lands like Celestial Colonnade, mess with Tron lands. Gavany Township, another way to pump our surprise creatures. We already talked about the fetch lands. They're mana fixing in our deck, but there are also ways that we can play our Panglacial Wurm. Temple Garden, just as a dual land, some basic lands. As far as the sideboard, we get a bunch of stuff for specific specific matchup, Surgical to deal with graveyard pieces, combo pieces, Damping Sphere for Tron and Storm, Stony Silence, all the affinity-based decks, Settle the Wreckage, really good against aggro, and because we have so many flash creatures, gonna be really hard for our opponent to put us on Settle. And then Engineered Explosives, another sweeper, Beast Within, Night of Autumn, kind of catch-all removal spells. Beast Within gets rid of anything down to a land. Night of Autumn can blow up artifacts or enchantments, gain life against aggro, or just be a reasonable creature. And then topping off our sideboard, we got a couple of big creatures. Dragonlord Jamoka is big, it's life gaining against aggro. It also stops counter spells, which is the main reason it's in the deck. If we're worried about our opponent countering our creatures, we just play Dragonlord Jamoka first. Elderscale Wurm, on the other hand, is a worm that's kind of unbeatable against decks like Burn. If we can get this down before we're dead against aggro, and they're not playing hard removal, and they're just playing lightning bolts and stuff, our opponent pretty much just can't win the game. Plus, it's a worm, which works with the theme of our deck. And that is Wurm Surprise for Modern. And that's our Against the Odds deck for this week. So anyway, we're going to jump into some games, see if this crazy deck actually works, see if we can get some people with Panglacial Wurm and also Advent of the Worm, our surprise worms that no one is ever going to expect. So anyway, that's the deck. Let's get to the gameplay, see how it works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap-up. All right. Against the Odds time. Oh, this mana. We are on the draw. We have a million green sources. We can ramp into our Wurm. We're playing Wurm Surprise. I guess we got a mulligan. Too much mana. Why can we not get away from these planes? All right, we'll keep this. Do we need Misty? Yeah, I guess we'll keep. Well, let's put it to the bottom. Tron? Uh-oh. Well, I don't know if we can surprise Tron with our worms. Okay. Well, Flooded Strand, crack Flooded Strand. Grab a Temple Garden, untapped, and Noble Hierarch. Well, we'll see. I mean, in theory, we can Knight of the Reliquary and find a Ghost Quarter, but since our opponent's on the play, it might be too slow. All right. Land for our opponent, passes. I'll play the Forest, and, well, all we can do is Knight of the Reliquary and hope. Opponent cracks. So we gotta hope they're missing the big payoff, and that it's a slightly less good payoff, like Worm Coil or something. Yep, gets the Tron piece. We pass. If we were on the play, this would have worked fine. Tron. And what's the payoff? Oh, it's Eldrazi Tron. All right, Matter Reshaper. Oh, that's less scary. Ballista X2. Opponent. Passing. Well, play the planes. Well, I mean, I guess we got to do this now. Advent of the Worm. Make a 5/5. Knight of the Reliquary. Get a Ghost Quarter. Blow up the mine. Pass the turn. The bad news here is that this Walking Ballista can really keep our mana dorks under control. Tower 4. Man, good thing we didn't go tower. Opponent. Chalice on 1. Sure. Ballista. Well, we know our opponent's plan. It is to play many ballistas. Opponent. Passing. Well, sack the Forest. Grab a Windswept Heath. Crack the Windswept Heath. Grab a Forest. Unfortunately, we can't play Panglacial Wurm. Play Courser. Yeah, get in with a worm. Hit our opponent. I mean, maybe our little worm's going to get the job done here. We have a 7/7 knight and a big ol' 5/5 worm. Thought not seer. Tags a card that we couldn't cast anyway. Yep. Opponent. Passing. Worm coil on top. Well, get in with our worm. Opponent blocks. And blocks. Alright, that's fine. We'll draw the worm coil. Kill some stuff. Advent of the worm on top. Alright, pass the turn. Eldrazi Temple. And counter on Ballista. Sure. Opponent. Well, I guess we better shuffle away Advent of the Worm. Take a fetch land. Knight of the Reliquary on top. Well, we'll draw Knight of the Reliquary. Scavenging Ooze on top. Well, crack Windswept Heath. Get a forest. Oh, there's our worm surprise. Sack our forest. Get a Windswept Heath. Gain some life. Play the Flooded Strand. Gain some life. Crack Flooded Strand. Get a Plains. And Knight of the Reliquary number 2. Well, I mean, we didn't do much worming, but we have two 11/11s. Ghost Quarter. I mean, that's not true. We did have one surprise worm. And if our opponent didn't have this Chalice of the Void, we probably could have played Panglacial. Opponent. Passing. Yeah, let's crack this. Grab a Temple Garden. Windswept Heath. Play Windswept Heath. Go attacking. Counter on Ballista. Sure. Opponent blocks and blocks. Yup. Pings. 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 Matter Reshaper. Into Mind Stone. Alright, pass the turn. I don't know how our opponent gets out of this, honestly. Opponent draws a card. I guess, like, surprise Ugin, maybe? Oh, we were so close to Panglacial Wurm. Oh, opponent scoops it up. Alright, that went pretty well. Alright, Eldrazi Tron. So, against Eldrazi Tron, I guess we go down our Ambusher. We can probably go down Ooze. Go up, Settle the Wreckage. Go down... I guess we want Stony Silence. Going down Fauna Shaman, Birds. Alright, try it like that. Ooh, alright. Well, we got Mana Dorks. That's good. Fauna Shaman can potentially set some stuff up. Well, let's see what our opponent's got. Ooh, Eldrazi Temple. Everyone's favorite. And passes. Well, Temple Garden, untapped. And Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. How many temples do they have? Cavern. On Eldrazi. Opponent passes. Well, Panglacial Township. Play Fauna Shaman. And let's pass. I kind of want to be able to path a Thought Not Seer here. Opponent untaps. Tower. Wow. Nothing? Dismembers Fauna Shaman. Fair. Opponent passes. Alright. Let's just Courser of Crufix. Temple Garden. Untapped. Gain some life. Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. So this actually lets us Wurmcoil next turn. Wurmcoil seems good against our opponent. Cavern. On Eldrazi. Matter Reshaper. Opponent passes. Well, play Township. Play Wurmcoil Engine. Not the most surprised Wurm. We're actually getting close. Do we want to attack? We give our opponent a card. Let's not yet. Pass the turn. We're actually getting close to our surprise Wurm. Opponent. Endbringer. Yup. And passes. I'll play the Plains. Gain some life. Path the Endbringer. Go to combat. Attack, attack. And attack. Opponent blocks. Well, we will just... Yeah, let's just Township. Opponent finds Surgical. That's not that helpful. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have the mana that we actually get to Panglacial Wurm when we crack this fetch. Aww, opponent. Opponent. Come on now. We needed that fetch land for our Wurm surprise. I mean, it kind of seems like we're winning, but we're not winning with Panglacial Wurm. Opponent has Wurmcoil. Yup. And passes. Knight of the Reliquary. Huh. Well, go to combat. Attack, attack. Opponent blocks. Yup. Wurms for everyone. Well, pass the turn. Urza's mine. Expedition map. Chalice on 3. Ew. Well, I guess we need to Mind Sensor. This means we can't Knight of the Reliquary. Come on, fetch land. Fetch land on top. Phone it. Passes. Advent of the Wurm. Well, go to combat. Attack with pretty much everything. Opponent blocks. And blocks. Well, we'll township. Man, are we not going to get to Wurm again? Are we just going to get... I mean, I guess Wurm Coil is a Wurm. Hit our opponent. They need like a sweeper, I guess. An opponent scoops it up. And the Wurms, we did get to Panglacial that game, but we kind of just wormed all over Eldrazi. Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing some Wurm Surprise in Modern, and this hand's okay. We don't have a mana dork, so we're a bit away from our Wurm, but opponent Mountain and passes. Well, Flooded Strand, you. Mountain. Young Pyromancer. Well, little worried about Blood Moon, but let's get a Temple Garden. Untapped. Get rid of Pizzy. Peasy. Young Peasy. Alright. Opponent gets a Mountain. Please no Blood Moon us. Fetch land? Panglacial. Well, Panglacial's a minute away. If we get Blood Moon here, we probably just lose. We had the wrong fetch. Opponent. Thinking. Faithless Looting. Is this Mono Red Hollow one? Huh. Past in Flames Increasing Vengeance. I'm very scared. Very, very scared. Opponent's passing. Play the Forest. Past in Flames. Alright, let's play Knight of the Reliquary. Pass the turn. Hope that we do not die. Whenever I see Past in Flames, I just immediately become scared. And doubly scared with also Increasing Vengeance in the graveyard. That's a lot of scary things. Mountain. And. Okay. That's a relatively tame Empty the Warrens. Opponent passes. Windswept Heath. So, tap the plains. Sack the plains. Get a Windswept Heath. Sack the Windswept Heath. Get a forest. Discard Panglacial Wurm. Get Scavenging Ooze. Play Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Get a forest. Play Scavenging Ooze. Eat Scary Thing number 1. Eat Scary Thing number 2. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we can start tutoring up mana dorks, I guess. Till you get to Panglacial Wurm. Mountain for our opponent. And Bushwhacker. Okay. Oh my god. And Bushwhacker. That's a lot of damage. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Alright, let's take 11. Opponent passes. Ghost Quarter. Well, eat Panglacial Wurm, gain a life. Eat Increasing Vengeance. Play a plains. Pass the turn. We're getting close. Young Pyromancer. Opponent. Passing. Well, let's Fauna Shaman. Discard Fauna Shaman. Get, I guess, Courser to gain life. Eat Fauna Shaman. Untap. Play Courser. Play a Forest. Oh man, next turn. Next turn we get to do it. Pass the turn. Oh man, we get to do it next turn. Panglacial surprise. Finally. Opponent. Passing. Oh, wait, we don't get to do it this turn, do we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we do. All right, so we untap. We draw even Mind Sensor. No one expects Panglacial Wurm. And we get to just keep doing it. So we're going to draw this Mind Sensor, sure. Play Ghost Quarter. Gain a life. So now we just pass the turn. And, Wurm surprise. Yes. Yes. Opponent. Passing. Alright, so tap 7 mana. Knight of the Reliquary. Sack a Forest. We will Panglacial Wurm. Get a win some teeth, gain a life. Ooh, this Big Panty. Big Panty has arrived. Play Ghost Quarter. Get it with Panglacial Wurm. And now we just get to keep doing this. Pass the turn. Krenko's command. Okay. Yup. Sure. Opponent. Well, let's tap our mana. Sack a Forest. Panglacial Wurm. And our opponent scoops it up. Oh, it's working! Too many worms. Too many worms for our opponent. Oh, Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. So our opponent's some sort of like weird aggro-y storm deck. So Engineered Explosive seems good. Elder Scale Wurm seems absurd. Dragonlord Dramoka might be worth it for life gain. Settle the Wreckages, Damping Spheres, and maybe Surgicals. That's a lot of cards, though. Even Mind Sensor does not seem that great. So we'll go down Mind Sensor. We'll go down Ambusher. We'll go down... Maybe we go 2 Surgicals. Our opponent's deck doesn't seem that graveyard dependent. 2 Surgicals. Those Panglacial Wurms. Oh my goodness. If we don't keep Path, then we risk getting got by Young Pyromancer. Although Path didn't look good against the rest of their cards. What else can we cut? Maybe we gotta cut like... Go down to 7 mana dorks. Maybe we're just over sideboarding. Alright, let's go down to Advent of the Wurm. It's a little worse if we're going to bring in Engineered Explosives. Advent of the Wurm, Advent of the Wurm, and 1 Path. Alright, try it like that. Well, apparently if you get up to enough mana, just getting a 9/5 every turn while you're shuffling your library, you're searching your library, actually pretty effective. Ooh, alright, Mana Dork City. Hand looks good, even on the draw. Mountain for our opponent. Faithless Looting. I wonder if he should have 1 off-color Bajuka Bog just to get him. Bushwhacker Looting discarded. Opponent passes. Well, Forest and Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Opponent. Oh boy, missing their land drops. Well, play Ghost Quarter. Play Fauna Shaman. Play Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. An opponent, scoops it up. Well, I guess that's fine. A win's a win. And we wormed up good at game one. Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing. Oh boy. It's an expensive hand. We are playing Wurm Surprise in Modern. And no mana dorks. Alright, we'll try this. I mean, Knight is good. We got removal. Shambling Vent for our opponent. And passes. Well, Forest, you. Opponent, Bloodstained Mire. And Inquisition. Oh boy. This hand is so expensive without Knight of the Reliquary. It is wormy, though. Yup, there goes Knight. Well, play the Plains, pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Bloodstained Mire. Gets Blood Crypt. Untaps. Godless Shrine. Tapped. Opponent passes. Well, play the Forest, pass the turn. Swamp for our opponent. Ooh, Bitter Blossom. Interesting. Opponent passes. Oh, play Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. Well, we're going to get to start casting big things. Bitter Blossom. Gets a fairy. Lingering Souls. That's a lot of 1/1s. Opponent. Lingering Souls. And passes. I'll play Windswept Heath, pass the turn. So we get to Avacyn this turn into Wurmcoil into Panglacial. Our opponent has a million 1/1s though. Opponent. Combat. Yup. Attacks. Well, we gotta try it. Crack Windswept Heath. This does put us down to shuffle for future Panglacials. Get a Plains. Run out Avacyn. Not as much of a surprise since we got Inquisitioned. Avacyn resolves. Opponent, Path. Well, grab a Forest. Yup, take our beads. I mean, if our opponent does have another Path, Wurmcoil can stabilize. Liliana, the last hope. Takes up. Well, play Wurmcoil. Play a tap land. Fingers crossed for no more paths. No more paths, please. Oh my god, they have another one. Oh dear. Well, we're not beating two paths here. Opponent untaps. Now we just lose to the 1/1s. That's a little unfortunate. Shambling Vat. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're just dead now. We had one path on lockdown, but two paths. It's a little too many. Especially considering our hand was super slow. Down to 6. Takes up Liliana. Passes. Well, we're drawing our Panglacials. We don't really ever want to draw Panglacials. We could have cast one just to say we did, but it doesn't do anything. Alright. black-white tokens, eh? Jeez. I'm mostly sad because with one path, we were in such good shape. So, explosives in, I guess Knight of Autumn in, and maybe Settle the Wreckage. Mind Sensor seems really bad. Ambusher is hilariously good in this matchup. Dromoka is probably fine-ish. I'm not sure about Eldrazi Wurm. Let's go down a Hierarch and a Path. For Beast Within, Settle the Wreckage. Let's go down more paths, actually. Let's go up all the big stuff. Eldrazi Wurm, Dromoka. Paths don't do that much against tokens. Actually, let's go no paths. Alright, no paths. All the creatures. Wurm Surprise. Although less surprising in game 2. But, alright, we are on the play. Alright, we got Mana Dorks. That's good. And then really expensive things. So, Misty, crack it. Grab a Forest, and Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. Opponent, Sacred Foundry, untapped. And Lightning Bolt. Ugh. That makes it even more unfortunate they had 2 pass last game. I'll play Noble Hierarch. Play Flooded Strand, pass the turn. Swamp for our opponent. Thoughtseize. Takes Dromoka. Well, crack Flooded Strand. Grab a Temple Garden. Tapped. Get in with Noble Hierarch. Hit our opponent for 1. Maybe this is Mardu Pyromancer with Bitter Blossom. Down to 15. Play the land. Pass the turn. Liliana's so brutal. Oh, it is Mardu Pyromancer. We might have sideboarded poorly. Bitter Blossom threw me off. Thoughtseize. Yup. Takes Knight of Autumn. Thoughtseize. Good God. Takes Wurm. Opponent passing. Well, we draw another big old worm. Hit our opponent. Oh, it's so far away. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Marsh Flats. Cracks it. Plains. Sorin. Okay. Makes a vampire. And passes. Well, I guess we just Knight of Autumn. With the counters. Pass the turn. Opponent. Looting. Discard some lands. Takes up Sorin. Gets in. Well, they must have Path for Night. And passes. Courser's not the worst. Alright, let's attack Sorin. Opponent. Yep, there's the Path. No Panglacial yet. Grab a Forest. Play Courser. Play Windswept Heath. Alright. We're getting close! We're getting close to the surprise. Pass the turn. Opponent. 4 mana. Nahiri. The Harbinger. Going after our Courser. Well, crack Flooded Strand. Get a Temple Garden. Tapped. Advent of the Wurm. Yeah, I guess we keep it. So there goes Courser. Takes up Sorin. Gets in. Yep. Down to 13. Out of cards. All right. Well, Noble Hierarch, get in at Nahiri. Pass the turn. Well, we got the Wurm surprise. The little Wurm surprise. We're not that far away from Panglacialing, and then we should be able to take over. Let's see what our opponent finds here. Nahiri, loot. Discards a land. Sorin ticks down. Okay. Gets in. Well, we will take it. Down to 11. Well, Advent of the Wurm. Make a 5/5. Untap. Ooh, Archangel Avacyn, sweet. Kill Nahiri. Alright. Well, that was a good draw for our opponent. Get a forest. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Man, they drew a land and then Nahiri looted into exactly what they needed. There is a tiny bit of good news, and that is that Avacyn is very good here. Takes up Sorin. Loots with Nahiri. Does not discard. Goes to combat. Well, Avacyn. Eat a vampire. Drop to 8. Opponent passes. I'll go to combat. Attack Nahiri. Kill Nahiri. Well, let's just Misty. Pass the turn. Get our surprise. Surprise Wurm. Opponent. Gets in. Well, I mean, we're going to block. Kill the vampire. Opponent must have Bolt. Makes a vampire. Bolts Avacyn. Well, Wurm surprise. It's a Wurm surprise. So crack Windswept Heath. Get a Plains. Crack Misty Rainforest. Panglacial Wurm. Surprise! It's a Panglacial Wurm and a Temple Garden. Yep. That's a 9/5. Untap. Birds of Paradise. I'll go to combat. Attack our opponent. Play a Elder Scale Wurm. Also kind of a surprising Wurm. And Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. And now for the rest of the game, well, 2 more times. Whenever we get a fetch land, we just get a free, well, not free, but we get a Panglacial Wurm with it. A free Wurm. Surprise. It kind of works. Like, it takes a lot of mana to get up to it, but it gets around all the discard and annoyingness. Nahiri. Okay. Taking down Big Daddy Pan. Yup. Takes up Sorin. No attacks. Ooh, Windswept Heath is great. So, kill Nahiri. I mean, fetch land just means another 9/5 trample. Panglacial. I'm actually starting to think that Panglacial Wurm is good. Like, 7 mana is a lot, but the upside is so huge. Like, drawing a fetch land's not just drawing a card, it's drawing an insanely good card. Opponent, thinking it over. Takes up, yup, the vampire. Inquisition. Still settle. Surprise. Alright. Surprise! Panglacial Wurm. Oh, why doesn't everyone do this? Is this a Panglacial concession? It is! They see the mana tapping. They know the Wurm is coming. Opponent wants no part of it. Our fetch lands, they come with 9/5s. It's actually good. It's actually good and actually working. Well, we know what our opponent's doing now. It is kind of like Mardu Tokens. It's not really Pyromancer. Lots of planeswalkers, but we can deal with planeswalkers. Yeah. I guess I'm a little... We saw bolts and paths. Mindcessor just gets blocked by everything. Alright, keep it like that. Okay. This hand's reasonable. Bloodstained Mire. Opponent cracks it. Swamp. And discard. Ooh, takes explosives. Interesting. Well, Temple Garden untapped. Play a Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Opponent. Sacred Foundry. Untapped. Looting. Liliana's brutal. That's the planeswalker we're most scared of. It just snipes our mana. Settle, Godless Shrine discarded. Opponent passes. Well, that's good. So now we get to... Man, is there a chance we get Blood Mooned? We haven't seen it. Alright, Gavany Township. Run out Corsair Crewfix. Pass the turn. Knight of Autumn on top. Not the worst. Fetid Heath for our opponent. And... Gideon. Alright. Takes up on Corsair. And passes. I'll play the Plains. Get in at Gideon. Knight of Autumn. With counters. Pass the turn. A little bit worried about a sweeper, but Bloodstained Mire. Like, Damnation would be pretty good for our opponent. Cracks. Alright. Something to cause 4. We're getting close-ish to our surprise Wurms. Opponent. Oh, come on, no Damnation. Liliana. Alright, Liliana we can deal with. Ticks down. Well, let's sacrifice Knight of Autumn. And a Lightning Bolt. Alright. Well, that was not a bad turn for our opponent. Wow, turns on Gideon. Going aggro. Alright. Well, you got us. Down to 15. Well, we are killing Liliana. Play Birds of Paradise. Play Windswept Heath. Pass the turn. What do you got, opponent? Thoughtseize our Avacyn. Alright. Yup. Can't stop it. Fires up Gideon. Staying aggro. Opponent. Gets in. Well, we take it. Down to 12. Last card. Lingering Souls. That's not bad. I'll play the Forest. Gain some life. Attack Gideon. Opponent blocks. Pass the turn. Oh man, the Wurms might get there. They might. Opponent. Thinking. Faithless Looting. Whew, Emrakul. Alright. Oh, that gets rid of their Lingering Souls. That's good for us. Surprise Wurms are doing it. Takes up Gideon. Well, I mean, surprise. It's a Wurm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can't... Ooh, Flooded Strand's good. Play Flooded Strand. Attack Gideon. Kill Gideon. Pass the turn. Porn needs something really good. Bloodstained Mire. Liliana. Yeah, sure. Alright, so let's crack Windswept Heath. Grab a Forest. Counter up the team. Save our birds. Opponent passes. Oh, play Ghost Quarter. gain a life, kill Liliana, hit our opponent. And I think it's surprise Wurm time. Like, even if our opponent draws a sweeper, yeah, opponent scoops it up. They know it's coming. They know it's coming. Wurms are too good. Too good for Modern. All right. It's a secret. Wurms. Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing some Wurm surprise. Oh, no. We're on the draw. We're going to keep this. If we can scry into a colored mana source, this hand's good. Scavenging Ooze is not that. All right. Ooh. All right. Tower Expedition map. Opponent passes. All right. There's our colored mana. So, Flooded Strand, crack it. Temple Garden, untapped, and Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. I mean, ooh, opponent's whiffing on a land. Oh, all right. That Panglacial. Well, play Gavany Township. Play Knight of the Reliquary. Pass the turn. Now we could just Ghost Quarter our opponent into submission, hopefully. Oh, it's Blue Tron. Interesting. All right. Aboro. What is our plan? Well, let's play Flooded Strand. Crack Flooded Strand. Grab a Plains. Play Ambusher. All right, opponent remands. Yeah, let's get in with Knight. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Opponent. Gonna crack the map. Sure. Gets a mine. Plays the mine. Ooh, more Knights. That's good. So, play Knight of the Reliquary. Play Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter the tower. An opponent scoops it up. Cannot beat the Knights. Well, that worked. I mean, no worming. Against Tron, we're just trying to disrupt for the most part. So against Tron, Damping Sphere in. Probably Beast Within. Surgicals. Go down. Night of Autumn also seems good. Night of Autumn. Maybe even Stony Silence? We have a lot of cards that seem reasonable. Go down Avacid. Go down Worm Coil Engine. Go down Ambusher. Go down... probably a couple Path to Exiles. A couple Fauna Shamans. Man, maybe we just go down to one Fauna Shaman. And 2 Birds of Paradise? Yeah, let's try it like that. Ooh, alright. I mean, Hierarch into Stony Silence seems reasonable. Opponent. Oh boy. Very many mulligans. All the way to 4. Island for our opponent. And Relic of Progenitus. Well, that's a thing that loses to Stony Silence. Opponent passes. Temple Garden. Untapped. And Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Urza's Tower. Opponent. Passing. I'll play the Plains. Play Stony Silence. Playing around Condescend. Opponent. Condescends. Well, we'll pay. 2 to the bottom. Lock down the Relic. And pass the turn. Opponent. Field of Ruin. And passes. Ooh, Surgical too. Well, let's just play Courser. Play Windswept Eve. We're getting sort of close to Panglacial. Pass the turn. Up to 4 mana. With 2 more on the way. Opponent. Field of Ruin. Yup. Well, grab a forest. Gain a life. Opponent. Cycles to Laria West. Finds a power plant. Let's crack Windswept Eve. Get a Temple Garden. Panglacial Wurm on top. We were hoping to find a Ghost Quarter. Opponent passing. Oh my god, more Panglacial Wurms. Well, play Knight of the Reliquary. Play Temple Garden. Gain a life. Get in with our Courser. Well, we'll see. If our opponent can go exactly Tronland Big Thing, it could be bad for us. Pass the turn. We do have Panglacial Tron. Island. Opponent. Passing. Well, we're going to stop on our upkeep. Sack the forest. Get rid of this Panglacial Wurm. Grab a Ghost Quarter. Play Windswept Eve. Get in with our Courser. Hit our opponent. Yes. Pass the turn. Well, actually, yeah, pass the turn. Draw a step. We Aven Mind Sensor. Opponent remands. Alright, so kill tower. Extract tower. Alright, Tron down forever. Opponent's last card's a Field of Ruin. That's fine. They do get to draw a card, though. Alright, Tron down. Opponent remands. Yup. And we're very close to Panglacial Wurms. Opponent draws a card. And passing. 1, 2. Yeah, let's crack this. I don't think we really want Noble Hierarch. Grab a forest. Well, we'll take Birds of Paradise, I guess. Advent of the Wurm on top. Well, play Birds of Paradise. Go to combat. Yeah, I guess we just attack. I guess we're just on the attack and win plan. Pass the turn. Opponent. F5. Well, we might not get to cast Panglacial, but we did a good job keeping our opponent off Tron. And opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Well, that went pretty well. We didn't have any surprise Wurms, but we'll take it. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing some Wurm Surprise in Modern, and this hand looks pretty good. We have our little surprise Wurm, and lots of mana to get towards our big surprise Wurm. So let's just land and the Noblest of Hierarchs. Pass the turn. Scalding Tarn for our opponent. It cracks it. Okay. Mountain. And, ooh, Burst Lightning. Interesting. Alright. Well, maybe this is like an Arclight Phoenix deck? Let's just Birds of Paradise. Tap land. Pass the turn. We would really like to Wurm next turn if we can. Island for our opponent. And Thing in the Ice. Alright. Opponent passes. I'll play the forest. Pass the turn. Gonna need to find an answer to Thing in the Ice. Steam Vents untapped. Opponent. Well, alright. Advent of the Wurm? There's a remand. Yup. Untap. Play Fauna Shaman. Play Flooded Strand. Pass the turn. Opponent. Abrades Fauna Shaman. Alright. Well, crack Flooded Strand. Grab a Plains. Run out Mind Sensor. Untap. Panglacial, eh? Well, get in with Mind Sensor. Play Windswept Teeth. Pass the turn. We almost never want to draw Panglacial. We almost always want to play it while we're searching. So, Thing of the Ice is about to flip. Island. Opponent. Passing. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, play Misty Rainforest. Get in with Mind Sensor. Opponent takes it. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Flooded Strand. Alright, there's the flipping of Thing in the Ice. Yup. Opponent goes attacking. Well, we'll take it. Down to 12. Let's Advent of the Wurm. Opponent cracks. Island. Cryptic. Alright, crack Windswept Teeth. Grab a Temple Garden. Untap. We kind of just want to untap land to hard cast Panglacial. Oh, that works. Well, alright. Run out Aven Mind Sensor. Path Awoken Horror. No land. That's good. Play a Birds. And pass the turn. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent. More Things in the Ice. Opponent passes. Ghost Quarter. Well, play Ghost Quarter. Get in with Mind Sensor. Alright, opponent has Burst Lightning. Well, pass the turn. Opponent. Hopefully we can get them with a Surprise Worm. Blood Moon. That shuts down on a lot of our ways to find Panglacial. So let's crack Misty. Cast Panglacial Wurm. Surprise! It's a worm. Play Forest. Opponent cracks Bloodstained Mire. Steam Vents. Untapped. Remands. Well, we really need to draw another Path to Exile. Like this turn. Or we risk just losing to Thing in the Ice. Yup. Opponent passes. Well, play Panglacial. Pass the turn. I'm not feeling confident. Not feeling confident. This flip Thing in the Ice. Opponent. Lightning Bolt. Yeah. That is exactly how we can lose. Alright. Well, Thing in the Ice is a good thing. It's a little unfair, because I think Panglacial Wurm comes from the ice, too. It should not be bounced, I believe. Alright. Opponent's playing annoying stuff. Well, bring in Dramoka. Bring in Night of Autumns. Engineered Explosives. Go down Ambusher. Ambusher is not usually as awesome as we'd like. Go down... How do we make room for this stuff? Maybe we just go down Mind Sensors. They're kind of meh. Let's bring in a Path go down a birds. Well, let's bring in 2 surgicals. Let's try it like that. All right, we get to play first. Yeah, all right. I mean, this is a good hand. Misty, crack it. Grab a forest and Bird's Paradise. Pass the turn. Opponent. Steam Ents. Untapped. Boo. Kills our birds. Double boo. Yup. Opponent passes. Well, Temple Garden. Tapped. Pass the turn. We'd love another fetch land to grow this night. Opponent cracks. Island. And there's the thing in the ice. Well, come on, fetch land to get knight out of bolt range. I mean, I think we have to play it. I don't think we can not play it. But play Knight of the Reliquary. Pass the turn. Would be so much better with one more fetch land, but... Serum Visions. Counter off Thing in the Ice. Island. Do they have the bolt? Ooh, no bolt? That's a good sign. And a path. That's a double good sign. Play Gavany Township. Pass the turn. Opponent opts. So, in response, we will path Thing in the Ice. And we'll also sack the plains. Get a Windswept Heath. Alright. And now our knight is outside of bolt range. To the bottom. And opt. Well, okay. Windswept Heath, crack it. I guess we're just going to do this now. Grab a plains. And yeah, let's get Wurm in. Advent of the Wurm. I mean, that's a pretty fast Wurm clock. Flooded Strand for our opponent. Opponent passes. I'll play Ghost Quarter. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're just playing Dragon Lord or Mocha. Sack Temple Garden. Grab a Misty Rainforest. Sack Misty Rainforest. Get a forest. And Dragon Lord Dramoka. Go to combat. Get in with our Wurm. And pass the turn. And our opponent's going to need something good here to just not be straight up dead. To the jank. Opponent passes. Yeah, go to combat. And opponent scoops it up. Yeah? That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Opponent wanted a Cryptic, but Dramoka, hidden mode. Opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Yeah, got him. All right. Run it back. That went well. Well, okay. Island for our opponent. Well, Temple Garden, untapped. Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. Opponent opts. And, ooh. Did our opponent keep a Landlight hand, maybe? Certain Visions. And Island. Yup. Opponent passes. I'll play the plains. Run out Fauna Shaman. Pass the turn. Opponent opts. Yep. To the bottom. Looking for red mana. More blue mana. Ooh, we're going to get a Fauna Shaman activation, potentially. Opponent passes. Night of Autumn. I'll play Gavany Township. Yeah, let's just pass. I don't really want to cast anything into a remand. Snapcaster. Alright, well. Surgical the Opt. Yeah, that is a lot of remands in hand. Burst Lightning, 2 remands, Thing in the Ice. Well, sends our opponent's tap down. Let's Surprise Wurm. Get a clock going. It's a 5/5. And pass the turn. Opponent. There's Thing in the Ice. And passes. We draw a Misty. Can we Fauna Shaman for anything good? Oh, I think what we do is Fauna Shaman, discard Panglacial, get a Knight of the Reliquary, play Knight of the Reliquary, play Misty, get in with our Worm, and pass the turn. Opponent. Ooh, finds that red mana. Alright. Red mana achieved. Gets a Mountain. Bolts, Knight of the Reliquary. Yup. Can't stop it. Opponent. Passing. Yeah, let's just draw. We draw a Forest. Well, get in with our Worm. Hit our opponent. Opponent takes it. Play the Forest. Pass the turn. Opponent. Another land. Lightning Bolt on Fauna Shaman. Well, discard Fauna Shaman. Take a... Opponent's going to bounce everything. Yeah, I think we just take Dramoka. Fauna Shaman down. Opponent. Passing. Well. Crack Misty. Get a Forest. Counters on the team. Untap. Go to combat. Attack. Attack. Counters on the team. Is that game? We know there's 2 remands. What's the last card? That's game! That's game! Opponent didn't block and we got there. Whoo, man. Wurm surprise! Wurm surprise! Still winning. Yeah? Well, I mean, we didn't Panglacial that game, but we had our little Wurm surprise, and kind of worked. Yeah? Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing some Wurm surprise in Modern, and this sounds pretty good. We got ramp. We have a fetch land to maybe get a Wurm if we get enough mana. Noble Hierarch, go. Plus, we might be able to just randomly get someone with Aven Mind Sensor, which is always fun. Hollowed Fountain, untapped. Opponent passes. I'll play Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. Fetch land. Show us that fetch land. Snow-covered plains. Ooh, expedition map. Okay. Well, let's just Aven Mind Sensor. Untap. Oh boy. Oh boy, I really want to go for it. I really want to go for it. Oh man. Just Ghost Quarter our opponent into submission. It puts us so far away from finding a Wurm, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're actually pretty close to surprise Wurms. I'll play Ghost Quarter. Go to combat. Get in with the Mind Sensor. Hit our opponent. Play Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. We're going to wait. Opponent untaps. Hollowed Fountain. Tapped. Well, let's run out another Mind Sensor. Opponent's going to town with the question marks. They seem displeased. I think they had a path for Mind Sensor, but not two paths for two Mind Sensors. All right. Flooded Strand. Well, playing Windswept Heath. Get in with our Mind Sensor. Hit our opponent. Down to 12. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Colonnade. Opponent passing. Well, crack Windswept Heath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get a Temple Garden. Tapped. Untap. Play Flooded Strand. Get in with our Mind Sensor. Hit our opponent. And I think it's Surprise Wurm time. Pass the turn. What do you got, opponent? Urza's Power Plant. Supreme Verdict. This is a Tron deck? Interesting. Well, let's Path Mind Sensor. Get a Forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can't get a Wurm this turn. Birds of Paradise. Oh, play Fauna Shaman. Opponent Spell Snares. Play Birds of Paradise. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. Maybe we should have went more aggressive with the Ghost Quarters. I really want to get our Wurm, though. And our Wurm requires us to have mana. Opponent, Tower. Plays Tower. Plays Signet. 3 cards in hand. Opponent passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Actually, let's Temple Garden untapped. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Ghost Quarter the Tower. Yup. Well, let's see if our Surprise Wurm can do it. Academy Ruins. Opponent. Tapping lots of mana. Ugin. Oh, we got him! We got him! Surprise Wurm! Surprise Wurm! Surprise Wurm! It's exactly 9! It's exactly 9! Oh my god! Oh my god! The greatest moment in Magic history. No one expects Panglacial Wurm! Game! Game! Oh, we got him! Oh, we got him! Oh my god, we got him! Go to combat. Kill our opponent. Exactly 9. Oh, Panglacial! The Panglacial Dream! Oh god. Opponent scoops it up! Oh, yes. So what do we learn this week about Wurm Surprise in Modern? And perhaps the most surprising thing about Wurm Surprise is the deck was great. So we went on to win the next game against the Blue-White Gift Storm deck, which means we went 6-0 in matches. And as far as games, we won 12 out of 14. We dropped 2 games out of 14 games with Wurm Surprise in Modern. So this makes Wurm Surprise one of the best, maybe the best against the odds deck of all time, which is absolutely insane. So it is true that we won some games without Panglacial Wurm. We won some games against Tron by just like tutoring out Ghost Quarters. We won a couple of games by just beating down with our other Surprise Wurm, Advent of the Wurm, which is surprisingly good. A 5/5 trample with Flash is actually kind of a big threat in the Modern format. And then, of course, we also got some sweet Panglacial Wurm wins where opponents just had no idea it was coming. Literally no one expects a Panglacial Wurm, and we saw that in the Ugin game especially. That was just so awesome how that lined up with our opponent at 9 life, and them thinking they won the game. We're empty-handed, they kill our last creature with their Ugin, and then out of nowhere, a surprise Panglacial Wurm to pick up the win. So the deck was actually good, and I gotta say, while it doesn't come up every match, and while it's often sad to draw Panglacial Wurm, it actually felt like a pretty reasonable card to have in your deck. I could definitely see decks trying Panglacial Wurm as like a one-of, because if you're playing a bunch of mana dorks, you do get up to 7 mana. If you look at a deck like Value Town, for example, with all your coursers and mana dorks and stuff, eventually you are going to get to 7 mana, and then just having Panglacial Wurm in your deck for when you crack a fetch land and get this flash 9/5, which is huge. It dodges Lightning Bolt, it needs a real removal spell. You can do it when your opponent's tapped out. 9 power is often enough to win in just a couple of attacks. So I could imagine Panglacial Wurm actually being a card that people want in their deck. I feel like it's so weird and wacky that people don't give it a chance, and I would be surprised to see decks dedicating 4 slots to Panglacial Wurm, because really, what do we have, maybe one game where it took more than one Panglacial Wurm to actually win the game? Although, in the late game, if you're doing nothing, being able to just, every time you draw a fetch, also get this massive worm with it is a really huge upside. So, I feel like Panglacial Wurm is better in Modern than people give it credit for, and our Wurm Surprise performance definitely lends some credence to the fact that Panglacial Wurm's actually a pretty good Magic card. So, I feel like Panglacial Wurm, maybe give it a try. If you're playing a deck that makes a lot of mana, has a lot of fetch lands, don't necessarily play 4 of them, but 1 or 2 of them, hope you don't draw them and they just sit in your deck for that late game blowout. Because, for example, that Ugin game, I really think Panglacial Wurm was pretty close to the only card in Magic that was going to win us that game. Like, literally in the history of Magic, the 9/5 worm that you can fetch out at instant speed with a fetch land, I don't think anything else would have got it done there. So, anyway, Wurm Surprise was awesome. Panglacial Wurm was awesome. Everything about this deck was awesome. It was an awesome week of Against the Odds. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed Wurm Surprise for Modern, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.